Emmanuel speaking to inform.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thanks, Caleb.
You're fine, sir. You're sitting at work or you're standing up at home and you get that email, text, or phone call. After you're done with it, you flip out. Like something's wrong, like something's detrimentally wrong, and you go over the edge, just go over the top. Nobody can help you out. You're gone. One of my realizations earlier this year was about stress and how stress can really have a detrimental effect on you as yourself, as your body, on your mind, and also upon the other people that you're around. Because when you're stressed, then it also heightens everybody else's stress level as well. And it actually makes it more tense. So today, in the short 5 minutes I have, you'll get a little bit of glimpse of what stress is about. What affects your stress level, and is stress good or bad? And sometimes I will say stress is really good. Sometimes I will say it's bad. It just depends on how you use it. Everything in moderation. So I'm going to do something very unspeaker-like and go to my notebook and grab a piece of paper. Fred, could you pass this around, please? It's a simple graph. And what it shows is the Yerkes-Dodson law, which was in 1908. What it shows is it's pretty much a bell curve with performance on one end and stress on the other. So therefore, when stress increases too much, then your bell curve decreases and you actually decrease performance. And on the other hand, if you have too low a stress level, then your performance is low because that's on the low end of the bell curve. And they discovered that through watching factory workers or through watching other people, that once you add more stress or more actions, more tasks to somebody, then their performance actually decreases. And there's a point to which it actually flips and they lose it. They don't perform as high as they could. So there are 3 levels of stress that you should know about, and that you can control how you work your own stress in your own life, be it work, at home, with friends, etc. But the first level is low stress. And that's when you're not very stressed out and there's not high performance. And that could be you just relaxing, or that could be you're bored, that could be you're disengaged, you're thinking about other things, you're preoccupied, etc. So what do you do when you don't have that high stress level, or you're not pushed to be the better you? Really, I found that when I have lower stress levels, then I'm not being pushed by other friends. They're not encouraging me to step out of my boundaries, step out of my comfort zone. And so when I do step out of my comfort zone, then there's a heightened level of stress or a heightened level of awareness that I have to take on. That's not a bad thing. That's just me understanding that, oh, I can do my best. I can perform better at this task or this given thing. So you have low stress and low performance. The second is optimal stress and optimal performance. So here you have optimal stress, which is in the middle, and then you have high performance. And this is when you feel like you're making progress in your daily life. You feel like the things that you're doing, they are purposeful, that they are meaningful, they have purpose in your life. So therefore, when you're going through your day-to-day activities, you feel like, hey, today was a good day. I got this, and this done. I made friends with this person, etc. And it's a good day. And this is where you want to be. And sometimes you're over here to where you feel like you're almost on the edge, but you're not, but you're still performing well. And that's when you need to watch out, because you can still perform at a high level but still incur a lot of stress. And so when you feel that tension, that's when you should back off and say, hey, something's not right. I need to step back. I need to reassess my situation. Because what happens when you get over here to high stress situations, then your performance actually nosedives. And that's when sometimes you need to reach out for friends for help. Sometimes you need to just step away. If it's really stressful, maybe a vacation. Maybe it's just an hour or two of doing something by yourself. It all depends on the person, and we all deal with stress in very different ways. But it's important to recognize that stress is not necessarily bad if we use it in the right way. And if we build the right kind of situations to where we can perform the best we can and have the optimal stress level. With this, I will say one thing. I have had friends and colleagues who I've seen over a 2-year period. He had like really nice brown hair and it turned gray within 2 years. And that just changed my mindset really quickly. I said to myself, what is going on? Obviously the division he was in was going through a lot of struggles, and he was trying to manage that transition. But it was just, that's what caught my eye earlier this year is, whoa, something is wrong. And I'm sure you all have seen this also. Take the President of the United States, any president you want, George Bush, Obama, Ronald Reagan, any of them. In 4 to 8 years, you could physically see their aging process. And it's not like after they're done that they can gain all those years back that they aged. No, it's temporary. That the stress that you have is actually temporary, or it's actually not temporary, but it's actually long-term. That maybe you won't live as long, or maybe you'll have different effects on your body going in the future. So given this, just remember that stress isn't a bad thing, and if you go over the edge, do something that will bring you back to normal. If you do these 2 things, I think that maybe you'll look at life a different way, and maybe you can help friends who are undergoing stress as well and help them calm down and come to a level where they feel like they're actually making a difference.